network greater than currency. Physical network is the biggest currency, and the reason is because with a great network, you don't really have to pay for that much. When you have a great network, you have people that can fund everything. Every great businessman will tell you shouldn't really be funding your own projects with your own money. Because it's not just creating a network, but creating a network that has value, that you offer value and can offer you value.
They're coming down to the wire. Apple center's handed. Reach right. He's coming up on the inside.
What's her name? The one that's dating MGK. Shit.
Oh, Megan Fox.
Yeah, you know how they like swap blood.
Oh
yeah.
I heard that.
No, she did a whole interview on that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Someone else.
I think
did
swapping
that.
needles is better than swapping blood.
Yeah.
That's true love.
They're not the first ones to do that.
A lot of
Billy
emo
Bob
people do
Thornton
that.
was dating someone, and they wore vials of each other's blood around their necks.
That's the appropriate answer.
Yeah.
I guess you gotta always have something to make sure the relationship's real. Like a ring doesn't cut it nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
you
Your
can
own
cheat with a
blood.
ring on. It's like if a woman
someone-
walked up to me and it's like, "This is the blood of my partner," I'll be reluctant to cheat.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I'm not. This is spiritual. Keep it away from me.
That's
we-
black
Are
magic.
we recording all this right now? We going?
We're recording this?
I
audio
wasn't
going?
sure.
Is the audio going
Oh
too?
wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Well-
Let's start the podcast. I gotta.
We'll
gotta
cut that.
filter a bit.
So this is Chris.
Funny.
Welcome to the show, guys. Honored to have on the show right now. We got Chris and Jess from Severe Nature. How we doing, guys?
We're chilling.
Chilling.
Yeah, go always be like severe. I don't know, like very out there within. But yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're always chilling.
Do you guys see each other often? Because I just said you're like, I never see you anymore.
Oh, like before we used to.
I think
lot,
Chris is the hardest person to get a hold
but
of in the
now
world.
it's like kind of hard. I don't know, like life's just be moving too fast. Like I was asking somebody the other day, and I'm like, "Yo, like we're really in August," and the person like,
crazy.
"Yeah, we're in August." Because my friend was asking me about his birthday. He's like, "Yo, like Chris, what you get me for your birthday?" And I'm like, "Shit, didn't I get you something last week?" He's like, "Nah, that was last year." Like, damn.
You know what being in August means, though?
What?
4 months till Christmas. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right, folks? Yeah.
Holy
You love Christmas?
Dude, everyone loves Christmas. It's
What
a
you got
fact.
last
Except for
Christmas?
parents.
Yeah,
parents.
you gotta give everyone a
I don't
gift.
actually remember like the last time I genuinely celebrated Christmas.
Damn, Jess don't talk about Christmas around.
Jeez.
Christmas is
Grinch
really
over
like
here. Yeah,
the happiest time for Jess.
I'm always working on Christmas.
Okay,
Get that time and a half.
Hmm.
But for those of you for those who don't know, can you explain what Severe Nature is and what you guys do?
Oh yeah, so Severe Nature is a brand, clothing brand. Really we focus a lot on streetwear. The name really just means, like expressing yourself to the extreme, which is weird because people, I feel like metaphorically we, express a lot of our designs with like actual nature pieces, but the name really just means like the severe means like extremity of your own nature, right? And then we just use that as the design, to reflect that in terms of nature, because I feel like the shit that happens like in nature is really like extreme.
Yeah.
Like you see like a lion eat
You be watching those videos too, eh?
Yeah. But yeah,
It's super, like the whole nature part too. I think everything that Severe Nature does is like mad raw. Like especially even
primal.
when I'm designing for stuff, like with the new collection coming in, like it was all based on like green and like neutral colors. I would sit outside at the park and like take a picture and then like click on the color so that I'd get the actual picture, like the color of the tree or whatever it was. Like we really get into that like nature.
Nature
You know?
vibe is real.
Okay.
Make sure
Yeah.
like like the sweater.
The sweater-
I feel like your sweater has like I feel like there's like, if you look really into it, it's like a
If you really
militant
know,
thing.
yeah.
It's like jungle of Africa. Like it's like
I thought they were
Yeah.
guitars.
oh,
Really?
Wow.
Oh,
Where?
okay.
Like a
I see.
guitar, right? You know what I mean?
shit.
Like it's like a
Uh-huh.
blended,
You're playing too many strings.
I'm the-
Yeah,
I'm the podcast. You guys are designers. This is where we differ, I guess. You know what I mean?
Tell me.
Yeah, because Jess, you're the like main designer, and then Chris, you
For
created
this
Severe
collection,
Nature.
I was the lead apparel designer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
so a lot of like we switch it up really because it depends on what the collection is about. So we find who's best fit to lead. Because what we try and do is with design display to the people in our team's strength. So if it's something more like subtle, someone else would lead that. If it's something like grungy and like you need something like mad creative, like constructive, that's Jess. Jess always trying to cut every single part of the fabric, and things like that. Yeah, and I just really oversee things. I mostly design like if it's something we need done quick or something that I feel like I'd be the best lead on it. But we really just switch it up. Every different person designs different things.
What's the dynamic like between you guys?
Oh my god. I can't
I
even
say we
explain it.
hate the shit that we make. That like Jess would love something. I'd be like, shit. That's
Yeah,
trash.
it's always the complete opposite every single time. That's why he calls me a hater. I call him a hater. It goes back and
Yeah.
forth, but then I don't know why everybody else fucks with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know what's funny? I'll be like, shit, like I don't fuck with that. She'd be like, trust me. And that's the thing. It's like I'm always like, okay.
Yeah,
If
he lets
she's-
me learn, but then there's been times where he's just like, I told you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, next.
Unless like she'd create something and I'm like, yo, like, okay, I know I let you do everything, but like just put that tick there.
Yeah.
Just that little thing. It's just like, Chris, I know, but I
Yo,
don't
we will
wanna
be
do it."
arguing over
And we're
like the
arguing over it.
littlest corner of a piece.
You
Like
know?
if it's even this piece and I'm like, yo, I don't like how that's like bent. And then
Yeah.
he'd be like, what's wrong with it? No one's gonna see it. And I'm like, no, like that's not
Yeah.
how it's. And then like it's just like an hour of us.
It's like we
bickering.
try and make ourselves perfect that shit, which is great, because it's like we're constantly like, so it's like now when we design and we're like, I gotta make it super dope. So when Jess sees this, she fucks with it, and that's the same thing she be feeling cause oh my god, Jess has this expression when she sees something and she don't like it, I be questioning it cause she's sure and she has like this look like, Chris, really you designed that? Don't even show me that.
Yeah, I'd
You
be like,
know?
yo, get that
So-
shit out of here. Like this
so
is
I gotta
garbage,
always
man.
make sure that like it look good, and then after, and the best feeling is weirdly she don't know, but like I make something or I design something and she see it, she's like, yo, that's dope. Who designed it? And I'm like, me. And then
And I'm like,
damn, I hate that I complimented it before asking that.
Every single
but it's
time.
really fun. It's great, because that's how we push ourselves. We're constantly pushing ourselves to create like, things that are unexpected. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like if there's always someone saying no, that sucks. It's always pushing you to.
Yeah,
it's yeah.
And it's better that person's your own friend,
It's
it's
just
the
rather
best
than
part,
random
yeah.
people.
Yeah, because
Tonys.
it's not like trash. Because sometimes someone can tell you like, oh, something's not good, and there's a little part of everyone's ego that's like, oh, maybe the person is just hating, But then when it's from somebody you work with and someone that's your friend and you believe in the shit they make, it's like, okay, maybe I really got to check it and see, how I can make it
Mhm.
better, And I feel like
Comes
that
from a
works.
place of love,
Yeah.
Because to me it's.
hating with love, They just want to see you do better, right?
They just literally want to see
That's
you do
that's
better.
what he did in the beginning. He was ripping me apart, and I was like, "Yo, this guy's fucking crazy."
I don't want to work here.
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck?"
There's
And then-
no amount of benefits that can make this good.
Because to me, it's like, yo, like I always tell people, I know like the world ain't easy. Especially we live in a digital age. So like anybody can do anything. Like the kid downstairs can make anything, It's just one email away to making shit work. So it's like
Yeah.
you gotta constantly push yourself. And it's like, yeah, you want people sometimes to be like, oh, like, yo, this is dope, this is nice. But you want to know what's wrong. Because somebody out there is fixing what's wrong in your design. You know?
Yeah,
And that's how they're becoming better than you.
exactly. And I always think about that. Where I'm looking at it, I'm like, there's no way someone else could do something different to make this sicker.
You
Like
know-
you can do it, but it's gonna look whack.
Why
she look at you then? She's like, and it's gonna look whack, Chris, motherfucker.
Cause seriously, cause it's like, yo, like, that's why we have Apple today. It's crazy. Like they looked at the whole like phone business, cause Apple was what, computers, and they looked at the phone and they were like, this nigga.
No, you can
These
swear in this
people-
one. You can
I
swear in this one. Yeah,
Okay.
dude.
They're like these people. I'm noticing that there's a gap here.
Yeah.
Like there's shit that they're not attending to, which
Yeah.
is literally like user experience. And they looked at the whole phone business and they're like, yo, like we're going to start our phone and shit on all of you just by making great user experience. And that's what they did. And now you go down the road and you know, you're asking someone for their number and they bring out an Android and you're not sure if you want to continue that conversation.
Yeah, as soon as, or like when you text someone and it goes green,
It's like-
and then it comes, and then they respond, and then you respond again, and it's still green. You're like,
Yeah.
okay.
You're like, I don't know about this.
You know, you look to make sure they don't have black Air Forces on next time you see them. You know?
Don't kill me. Nah,
Apple's
that's
the only
funny.
company that looked at the BlackBerry and was like, no, that's whack.
No, they just looked
Yeah.
at buttons and were like, "Fuck those things, bro." Like-
Yo, it's crazy. And that's how, like, I feel like that's how everyone got to look at life. It's like everything we do, it's like, can the next person look at them and be like, yo, like, there's actually still a problem that is there to be solved. You know, I was reading this thing today and it was like, the Netflix guy approached the Blockbuster guy and it's like, yo, like we're gonna sell you this thing for I think it was 50 million. The guy's like, nah, your business is small niche. And now there's like, what is a DVD?
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like I always think too, like, you know, there's I try to think of like inventions that are so perfect they only needed to be invented one time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a very short list.
Literally.
Yeah.
Specifically the lint roller. That's all I really have that was invented.
Nah, actually, I have a crazy lint roller, and it's like reusable. Okay.
How does it work?
And
Is it
it's-
the one with carpet on it?
I hate the one with carpet.
Yeah.
No, I hate
Nah,
the one
look
with
at this
carpet.
guy
But
hating
they don't
it.
work
Yeah.
as good. They don't
Nah,
work
they
as
work
They
just
don't.
as
You
good.
know why? I'm gonna tell you. See, be late for a date and you figure out what lint roller works.
Yeah, that's
You know,
Yeah.
you figure out what lint roller works. Is the carpet shit ain't working
It
when you need to
works.
rush out the crib.
it.
Nah, you figure out what works.
Nah, that shit works.
No, I know when see, but the sticky lint roller.
Yeah, the
Perfect
sticky
the
one
fir-
is like boom, boom, boom.
Nah,
and then you're
because
out.
the thing is that when it's not sticky, say for example, you're in a rush and it's not sticky, you're gonna have to pick at it, pull in, and.
But you
know?
probably left the hair on the carpet one from the last
Nah,
time you did because you're in
Yeah.
a rush and you try to get out of here because no
You
one's
know?
ever using a lint roller when they're not in a rush.
That-
That's a proven fucking fact right there.
Actually, I have an idea because you guys are asking us before, like inspiration, what things to add on a sleeve or
Mhm.
a jacket.
Yeah.
What if it's like the whole sleeve underneath it is a lint roller? And, like you slide it up and it cleans it for you, and then you slide it back down and it's back.
We
Like,
actually just
You're trying to invent a new lint roller.
Yeah.
You
We
might as
actually,
well-
I think we came up with something pretty like in those 5 minutes.
Yeah,
we
in
actually
those
came up with
5
something pretty
minutes. We actually
fire.
came
That
up
was
with
actually
some
pretty
weird,
Just
fire.
now?
shit.
Yeah, it's pretty
we're
fire.
we're
Just
gonna
now, it's
have
pretty
like
fire.
What was it?
It
It
was
was-
like
So it'd be like a utility thing under with different like clips, and then it's like a flap that goes
Yeah,
on top,
and then,
you
like,
can open it.
I guess we should do a Velcro instead of a zipper, huh?
Yeah.
You fuck with Velcros. I hate
Mm.
Velcros. One thing
No,
about
no,
Chris,
no.
It's keeping
The
it
thing-
Canadian though. Velcro's Canadian, right?
I thought
I think
zippers
you're
are
right,
Canadian.
actually.
Are
I don't-
Velcros
yeah, I
Canadian?
think it's, I think it's
They
a
are?
Canadian.
I've
Like, it's a
never heard
Canadian
that.
invention. Yeah.
Are
Are
you
you
sure?
serious?
Or was it a
Had
or
to
was
be
it a
in the
zipper?
army, definitely.
Maybe.
Had to be in the army. I feel like things like Velcro were invented in the army.
the
I
army.
don't- Yeah.
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 I feel like a lot of like
Yeah.
constructive clothing things are like
Hmm.
army related.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be weird.
Synthetic rubber. That's army related.
You know, it'd be weird, but like there's a huge like aspect of like fashion in the army. You know, it's like they're trying to find ways to move faster.
Oh
you
yeah.
know, kill faster, move faster.
All
just
their
do
pieces are
everything
innovative.
faster.
Every single
You know,
piece
so it's
in the
like
military.
constant innovation in like clothing with the army, man.
That's what
Army
I was
Steve's
No
gonna
one's
say.
talking about that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like it's crazy. Like, because obviously you look at everything through a fashion lens, so it's like, man, like these army guys are just innovating their style.
Yeah.
What army
Yeah.
has the what army
Functionality-wise.
has
Yeah.
the best steez worldwide?
Yo, you know
Iraq
what?
goes crazy, dog.
We need to come
Or
back.
Israel, sorry, not
We
Iraq.
need to come back
Fuck.
on the podcast and analyze every single army fit.
Yeah, bro.
You know,
Yeah.
and we grade it. And we're like, okay, this is the best. Yo,
I'm pretty
you know
sure.
what?
I'm pretty sure Italy's like army fit is like fire. Like they're
I
just
think they're sponsored by
yeah, they're prodded
What?
down.
What? Oh, I'm like, yo, like maybe there's like underground funds in fashion. You know, like
Francis
Gucci or someone like literally like creating fashion for the army and just like getting
There's, like,
extra funds.
Diamonds instilled
yeah,
in the bulletproof.
Francis special
Oh,
ops
instead of
teams.
bulletproof, it's just diamonds. It can't go through.
You know what? After this, you know what's crazy? I'm gonna go home and like look into like how to get like funding to create fashion for the army. You know, I feel like that's like big bank.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Sick. I'm glad that you took away something important
you
from
know,
this
like
podcast.
literally.
I feel like we would
know,
have
next
to have
time
Like
I'm gonna
crazy
go,
berets,
like,
berets or
qualifications.
stees, army. That's definitely army, right?
Don't kill. You know what? But what's crazy is I think there's a kid in Ottawa. I don't really know what his. I think it's saved somewhere on my phone. He like finds like super like vintage like crazy ass like army like fits and like he sells them like a whole like thrift thing. I need to find.
Is that where
it.
you got your hat?
No. This is actually Streetwear nature, bro. Like it was
Oh.
random. It was like this random hat. I don't even know. It was a random hat one time we just had out. We didn't even make a lot. Like it went so quick. Like we didn't make a lot. Like nobody has it. Like once in like just a couple of people have it. But yeah, like there's that kid. And I came off, I think I was, because nowadays I don't really be buying clothing as much, you know, but every time I, you know, have a space in between to buy clothing, I'd be like checking for like thrift ends and whatnot. And then I was going through a bunch of vintage things in Ottawa, and then I found a kid, and he said like dope ass like army like utility wear and shit. It's so dope. I'm gonna find the Instagram one day and I'm gonna just put it out there. You know, like I feel like everybody should check that out. It's
100%.
really, really dope shit.
Whenever I see an army surplus store, I take a venture inside. Dude, there's so many cool hats in there all the
Yo.
time.
I love
There's-
armor surpluses.
The army is everything, man. Saving lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of armies, how big is your guys' army?
That's nice. That's nice. Dude.
I see how you like just slow it
Yeah,
down.
that was good.
Like it varies, you know, in terms of like country. Because what we try and do is,
I heard you're a multinational. I don't think I really understood that until earlier, but yeah.
oh yeah, so like we have a store in Nigeria, right? And like what we try and do is we just try and like the army, like infiltrate countries, you know, and infiltrate countries.
You know,
just start something.
careful, Chris. Careful.
Well, yeah,
Careful.
you know, like, and that's why I keep saying about like you can't be stuck under one horizon, you know. So we try and like go to different countries, you know, build little teams there, very core specific teams, you know, and just, you know, run something out of there. And that same thing, and that's how it was in Nigeria. Like we just did so we have this thing called listening called jam sessions. Really, it was this idea I had like last year. It's like, yo, like why don't we just create this like little small space thing where we get like, you know, like upcoming artists or like artists that are like just got established in whatever country they are. We do these sessions where people can come, you know, round circle thing, you know, very intimate, you know, they play their music, play dope new music and whatnot. So we like just find like artists in countries that do that, you know, and we had one in Ghana recently. Like, yo, I was hella scared. I won't lie. You know why? Because like I feel like sometimes I'd be like thinking like, what if we go do something and nobody shows up?
Yeah.
I feel like,
Yeah.
do you ever get scared of
No,
that?
dude, like when you throw a party and it's like 11:30 and you're like,
Yo,
dude.
you know, it's
There's like
crazy.
4 people there. Like your boys are it's all dudes. They're all playing beer pong. Like,
She's coming, man.
yeah. She's gonna bring like 8 friends. I told you.
But yeah, you know, so we did that in Ghana. I was hella scared. And I'm like, shit, like, what if we do this and nobody comes? Because, like, this is, like, the first thing we're actually ever doing in Ghana like that. And we did it, and the place was packed. You know, hella people there. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's how we do it. So, like, we start, like, we do something simple as that. In the country, we see, like, the response, you know. And then from there, we're like, okay, like, this country is acceptive to what we're trying to do. And then we start finding like retailers there. We sell our shit there. You know, we start creating a small team. We, you know, work with people there. And then from there, it's like, oh, okay, now you have like a hold on it, you know? So it's just doing that to a couple countries. And, you know, from there, it's like literally just, you know, going out. And I know.
What countries are those?
So right now, I guess Canada, Nigeria, we just did this thing in Ghana. We did a couple things in UK. So I know we're trying to do a pop up in UK soon. And probably be in the next 2 months. Or,
Which areas of the world do you find are the most receptive to the brand, or your guys' style?
I feel like countries that have, like that, like whole like streetwear and creative communities, countries that are really into arts, cities. I like to use cities rather than countries because, a lot of times the cities varies, in different countries like states and cities. But yeah, so like just cities that are really receptive to like arts and like expanding like their horizon on like fashion and things like that,
I guess I should ask first before that is like, how would you guys describe what your clothing looks like in your guys' style?
Ooh. That's, it's funny because, at first I'd be like, oh, okay, this is what we're trying to create. But now I see like a lot of times what we do is we're trying to like balance out, and what that means is trying to, how would I put it? Trying to,
is this for like clothes that we design?
Yeah.
I would say that like, especially, okay, let's like look at our collection that we're working on right now. The balance that we're trying to find is the balance between innovation and obviously like military clothing and stuff. And we talked about this earlier, how military clothing is like super innovative and stuff. We want to kind of incorporate it and find a balance between that and streetwear and kind of like already the stuff that we kind of have, with Severe Nature being like super, like we said, like severe and like really like raw, kind of like super like literally like somebody that just finished war. You look at them and they look all beat up and shit. Like that's probably how like we want to, include that with streetwear, with military, with innovation, and find that balance between all of those things. And then like we use colors and certain things that like,
Is there like a structure?
That was like crazy. Wait, like you just came back from war, but like steez.
No,
like you're
like,
looking
pretty much.
Fine. Like
You got like sweat dripping down too.
Yeah, like you walk, like there's an explosion behind you, gun over your back, like the explosion like tears your shirt off. Shit. Yeah.
Don't kill me.
You kind of just gave us like a little glimpse into the like design process. Would you say there's like a concrete like structure, or is it just kind of like, hey, let's start with an idea, let's combine these two things, and let's just kind of talk about it?
You know what? It's funny. I feel like with that, I don't think there's a structure in terms of designing. So I think there's more of a process. I will put it that way. More of a process than a structure. So it always starts with like, the first question is, what is the theme? It's like, what message are we trying to pass out? What's the theme? From the theme, we say, okay, what is the name? And then once we take the name, then we call it a design meeting. And then we have this board. It's like, everybody throw anything around this theme you feel into this board, and everybody just starts to throw things in there. And then we have another meeting after, and it's like, okay, from all of this, let's group it and say, okay, these are the things that are closer. This is what. And then we start to build up the logos and like the branding for the collection. And then from there, do
you remember how that whole choosing theme happened? I remember
for this one.
For this one, do you remember
like
what
the
happened?
one about to come out?
Yeah, do you remember what happened? I can't remember. Okay, this is what happened. I remember.
She's very.
I can try to. I can't find it, but basically, I was like designing a bunch of like cargos and shit, and like I loved green and like different shades of green, and I texted you and I was like, "Yo, the next collection theme should be like military wear and shit like that," and you were like, "Oh, okay, you can lead if you want."
and the thing with it was, so with her sending that and being like, "Oh, like the next collection should be and I think this is where we kind of look at things differently, because I feel like she could have sent that to somebody and somebody would be like, "Oh, okay, we're just gonna go with like camo and like," but they were like, "How can we approach military that fits Severe Nature?" Because with Severe Nature, it's like, okay, like you're going against the norm. So what in terms of military is going against the norm? And that's where the whole thing of militaire comes into place, because a militaire is like the military that started against the actual military of the country and things like that. So like things like what's that word? things like those civilian military groups and things like
Reserves.
that. Not even reserves. Reserves are like people on the side, but it's more like what's that military that goes against the main military in the country?
Militias.
Militia.
Guerrillas.
Yeah, and things like, and that's basically. So we were like, okay, since we go against the norm, let's go against the like something that basically reflects what word reflects like going against the like regular military in the community, and that's what we went through. So we created like this whole star logo that's not the same thing as a regular star, but represents like a human being in the form of a star, like a soul, like human shit like that. And then we took the whole Morse code thing and we're like, we're gonna make the name. She thought
that I completely forgot about that
and
idea.
things like that, so it's like, how can we look at it with the theme, but look at it differently that fits the brand?
Yeah.
Nah, we did some crazy shit for that one.
Do you feel like, because you guys mentioned like how does it fit the brand? Severe nature. You mentioned severe like raw, and also like the nature aspect, obviously like nature. But do you guys feel like that restricts you a bit when it comes to your like what you can create? Like, hey, now we always have to think of how it fits with severe nature.
I think now that we just like the more we discuss, we kind of like put ourselves into that. Like we kind of like already tweak our minds to like that's all we can really think about now. I mean, like, if there is another design, which I do come across, like, other designs where I'm like, yo, this doesn't fit the collection, I'll text them and be like, yo, maybe this should be the next thing. I don't know.
With, like, the theme of your guys' brand, being so primal, being, like, sort of, like, the apparel of a militia, is your brand, like, sort of anti-establishment, when it comes to perhaps being an independent company?
I wouldn't really say we intentionally try to establishment.
Capitalism, man.
I see where you're going with that, but I wouldn't. But I think it also goes into the fact that like I'm against like name brands. Like you would. Like maybe once in a while you catch me rock or name brand, but like I like when like people walk up to you and be like, "What's that?"
That was the whole point of this. Should we explain the Morse code?
Okay, go.
Should we though? Should we
explain it in Morse code though? If you're that about it.
Don't kill me.
Actually, all of our listeners know Morse code, so it's our
sophisticated fan base. Can you tell?
I gotta.
Should we explain it?
Okay, you go explain it.
Okay.
If you don't explain it now, when will you ever explain it?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe next week.
We're gonna have to move this drop date ahead, man.
I'm joking.
I think it's like, so basically it all started. I hate logos too. I hate name brands and stuff. Look at this guy wearing a font on his hat. Like anything to do is like a font or the logo on your clothing. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. Like those Balenciaga Balmain tees with like,
yeah, I hate those shit.
Right
there. It's just like, oh, okay.
Y'all just know, like, you ever see me wearing that? Please kill me. Yeah. And like when you kill me, don't be sorry. Like send to my family.
Make it brutal. Like
like
sacrifice
like
me.
I can't
do something. Throw me in a volcano.
Shit like that. Like
wear the Army Severe Nature collection till you do it.
Yeah. So like me and Chris were talking, and then I was like, yo, like I don't want any logos, but like I still like to have like a marking that like, it shows something. And then he's like, how the fuck are we gonna do that? And I was thinking about it, and then I did my due diligence, and then I thought about it, and I was like, okay, well, military and Morse code, and that kind of has a correlation.
So like the print's gonna be,
so pretty much severe nature. So I typed in, so I went into I tried to figure out what
www.morsecode.com.
Yeah.
She took it way out.
I did,
If it was me, I'd have learned the whole Morse code.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Alright, bro. I was like,
learning Morse code for a bit would be crazy, dude. Like
I did fact check it though. Like I went back and I double checked, like, is this really what it is? And it was. So then I had typed in severe nature, like the full like word, and it was long as shit. And I was like, yeah, no. So then we had this abbreviation. It was SVNR. I put it into the Morse code translator, and I was like, yo, like this is kind of sick. So then I like downloaded the PDF, put it on the items, and like each piece basically has severe nature on it, but it's in Morse code. So if you see it, and you're gonna see the piece, like for example, this jacket that we have, we got the Morse code on it, but there's like this big ass star on it and shit.
That's so unique. Like,
But
what does it
then-
feel like when you know you've come up with such a unique, like one of a kind idea? What's that feeling like?
I just keep it to
I
myself.
can see the excitement on your face.
No,
like,
no. Jess goes on FaceTime. Call me and go, yo, Chris, yo.
And then he's like, what?
And I'm always like, I feel like people are always like, every time someone calls me, I'm like, yeah. And
That's
just
crazy.
shout-
Yeah.
Yo, that's wild, bro.
I'm like always
I can't believe
chilling.
it.
Yo, like people walk up to me every time. They're like, yo, like, why you always so calm? I'm like, shit, I guess life ain't that exciting yet. But I'm trying my best here.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jess,
Every
when
time.
she figures something out, she go, yo. I'm like, yo, Jess.
Yeah, and then I
like
call
it.
him and I tell him every time, and then he's like, but this, and I'm like, nah, but I have it handled. And then I come up with something else. He's like, it could be dope. Send me notes. And then he doesn't reply for like another 3 days. And then and then I send him a sketch, and he's like, yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I'm a very visual person. Like, I gotta see it. You know how many times I tried to read Harry Potter books when I was growing up? Like, people were like, yo, like, this
3.
book is so... No, more than 3.
Okay.
I'd always try and read it before I go to sleep. You
Mhm.
know? And it's like, it never worked. I couldn't go
Crazy
past
wizard
one
dreams.
page.
It didn't work as in like you wouldn't fall asleep, or as in you couldn't read you just didn't like the book.
I couldn't read.
The book.
No.
You couldn't read. Well, you need to know how to read the book.
okay, I'll play with you.
What are you saying, Chris?
okay.
Come on.
See,
Fuck
see,
does that mean, Kobe Bryant? Yeah.
Nah.
Well, that's why you couldn't read the book, Chris. You couldn't read.
I can read now. I'm joking. I can read.
Try again.
I wouldn't have been in school if I couldn't read. But like, I can read. It's just like my attention span to those things were never good. So it's like I'm reading and I'm like, can this shit go faster or something? Like I'm reading. But like, I'd be like, damn, this shit is hella boring. And the next day I wake up and in class and somebody's like, yo, like, did you read that part of the Harry? I'm like, y'all getting so excited about these things, but I can't relate because I can't even read the thing, you know? And I felt bad. Like, since then, it was like shit, like so that's why with me, I just like to see things, you know? Sometimes I like go on walks just to like see the environment and take notes. Like I used to tell people, like, sometimes I just like get on the bus to just see what everyone looks like now, you know, see what like everyone's doing, you know, what is everyone wearing.
The bus
you know?
is good people watching.
Yeah.
You'll always see some shit on the bus.
Yeah, you know, so like I'd be like on the bus, on the train sometimes randomly just to see what people are doing. Because I'm just a very visual.
you have a car though? And you just
yeah.
choose to go on the bus to like, that's sick. I like that.
Just to, you know, see that. It's like I have like a
So
million
inspirational.
screenshots.
Yeah. Look at this guy over here.
Don't kill me. Nah, I have like a million screenshots on my phone, man. I just be screenshotting everything. Like I'm on Instagram screenshot, on here screenshot, just screenshot. Because I just like to see. I'm just a visual person. I like to put things together, modify things, and weirdly, I'm a software engineer, so like I like the ability to create and be able to create things. So just being able to see what you make is beautiful to me.
How'd you like the Harry Potter movies though?
I like the movies. I like the movies.
Bit long for
I feel
my
like you don't like
liking.
Harry Potter.
No, I do. I read all the books, bro.
Oh my god, I hate it.
I wouldn't be this passionate if I wasn't.
Everybody that reads the books are always like, "Oh, the movie didn't do it justice." You know, that's why I
there's
hate
always
about
that
people
person.
that read
Always
books.
that person.
I won't
Because
say
they
that.
always complain.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
I feel like you're gonna complain next
As soon
5
as that
minutes.
camera's off, I'm fucking complaining.
I know that.
But I will not expose myself on camera.
Don't kill
I'm up
me.
on this hill now. I ain't coming down.
No, but you know what's so funny is one movie I really love, because you had said the Harry Potter movies are long.
They are, man.
But I love Lord of the Rings. They're longer than Harry
Okay, that's the
Potter.
one franchise I have beef with.
I watched
Why?
Because I watched the first one. My boys made me watch it. They're like, you're gonna love it. 3 hours of my life I'll never get back.
Yo,
The last
and
one's
nothing
fire.
really-
The last one's fire.
I watched everything. I never watched movies twice, but I watched Lord of the Rings twice.
Wow.
And
That's
I
insane.
watched The Hobbit, because The Hobbit is off Lord of the Rings.
yeah.
And I've watched like all of The Hobbit, went to the movies to watch it. And I know Amazon has this new show coming out, which is like a prequel to Lord of the Rings. So I guess I'm gonna watch it also.
Only movies that have replay value for me are Goodfellas and Fight Club.
You know, I've
Oh,
never
Fight
seen
Club.
Fight Club.
Oh, dude.
Shutter
Chris, are you
Island,
serious?
Shutter
Yeah, I've
Island,
never seen
Step
Fight
Brothers.
Club.
Yeah.
Oh, yo,
Shutter
Step
Island.
Brothers is so funny. Oh my god.
That's everyone's
Yo.
favorite fucking movie.
Yo, Step Brothers, funny as shit. Oh my god.
Man, everyone can agree Step Brothers
Yeah,
is one
classic.
of the funniest
Yeah.
movies. Black people, white people, Asian
Yeah,
people.
yo, Step
Yeah,
Brother
bro.
is
Culturally, like,
Mhm.
they don't be making comedy movies no more. I hate that.
Yeah. No,
I
hear
love
you.
positive vibes.
they all have a message. You know what I mean? They all make you feel good. Like, come
They
on.
always, yo, I feel like comedy movies just keep me in the vibe. It's like I just like anything that's positive, and you know, sometimes like I'd be scared of like watching like movies where like it's just depressing. Like,
Yeah.
yo, like why am I taking time of my life to be depressed?
To feel
That's how I feel.
To feel
to feel something, Chris. To feel something, man.
Yo,
Let's talk about your guys' impact, because Severe Nature has a pretty big impact when it comes to the community. What would you guys explain your community involvement, or like how you guys are doing? Do you guys feel like you have a responsibility to give back to the community?
I always feel like just coming out of anything, coming from anything, you always have to give back. It's like the unspoken rule. You know, you have to represent something, you have to give to it. You know, it's like this thing my friend used to always say, you got to give to the community and the community give to you. You know, as far as you support the community always going to support you because they believe they're a part of your story,
Yeah.
part of you. So
Well, what are the types of things you guys are doing? Because I remember we had a conversation. You were saying there's an event you guys do.
We wanted to do that event, but
Oh,
we
yeah.
got so
No,
busy.
the one that you guys have already did. It
Oh,
was
yeah, the Skate
the
Fest.
no, not Skate Fest.
Whoa.
That's a sick event too. But
Yeah.
the one where you said you guys bring in a bunch of designers and you have a really popular designer paired with a low key designer, and they worked in, was that because you have like someone who is like already kind of like going off in terms
Very
of like
specific. They don't
followers.
know what you're talking about. Not to be them, man.
Because
No, I understand what he's saying. Because we were speaking and I was talking to him about how like what we try and do is create a platform where we put like people that don't have that much of a platform with people that have a platform, just so you create that mixture so they get more exposure.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
that specifically.
Yeah.
And I think what I was telling him was the campaign we were working on, which is what we're still currently working on. It's not out. But what it is we have this campaign called My Nature, which is basically where we create this platform for like creatives, you know, both known and unknown, to have places where they can put their work and their art and express themselves in, because you have this platform with like people that are known and like putting exclusive work there and things like that. It gets people to come on it and see like other, you know, low-key artists, and you know, and it's like things like that, like how I just spoke to you about the kid out here that has like a vintage thing with the Arlington. It's just like taking somebody like that and putting it on the platform, and it's like, oh, like people go there randomly and they see that and it's like, oh, like shit, that's dope.
yeah,
You know, and that's really what it's basically. I have this belief because growing up, I never like put myself in a group in terms of like, I feel like there are people that, you know, when you see them, you associate them to a certain group of people or a certain group of friends. I was always that kid where it was like, I'd always try and level the playing field in terms of like, I'd have all different and all sorts of friends. I never really accustomed myself to a group of certain friends. And what I did was mediate everyone. So if there was an issue between a group of people and this group, it's like I have relationships with both groups, so I try and mediate it. And that's how I feel like life should be. It's like you should take communities and mediate, you know, and create a balance. Because I feel like one thing people talk about nowadays is how like there's this whole like gatekeeping thing, which I also don't approve of. It's like I feel like you always gotta create a level playing field and give people access to things, you know, because what should really speak is the work, not, you know, anything else, not clout, not like what they look like or whatnot, but like what is their work, you know?
yeah,
How are you grading their work in comparison to other people?
yeah.
That's what matters to me.
I know like you're really big on relationships and building those relationships. How important is like building a net worth for you?
Oh, yo. See,
Or sorry, network, not network.
I'm gonna tell you one thing, low key. Network greater than currency. Physical network is the biggest currency, and the reason is because with a great network, you don't really have to pay for that much. You don't really have to do like when you have a great network, you have people that can fund everything. You know, it's weird because my dad a businessman, right? And one thing I realized is like when every great businessman would tell you, you shouldn't really be funding your own projects with your own money. You should have a network of people that can fund any project you want to carry out. And that's why network is very important, because with a great network, you go here and it's like, it's even as simple as this. It's like you want to throw a party, you have a great network, and you tell your friend, the people in there, oh, I'm trying to achieve this. And they're going to tell you this. Oh, okay, we supply this, so we can do this for you. They'll do it for you. We can do this for you. We can do that for you. And these are transactions because you've created a network where they see value in you. Because it's not just creating a network, but creating a network that has value, that you offer value and can offer you value. You know, and that's how great your network becomes, because when you're constantly offering value to that network will offer value to you because they see value in network, you know. And that's what huge corporations now spend a lot of money buying communities. And how they do that,
buying communities,
because
like just buying an area.
no How they do that is they find people that make the communities tick. Every community has, I wouldn't really say a leader, but certain major influencers. And what they do is they pay those influencers, or they make relationships with those influencers to gain access. Because you have to look at this way in terms of finances and in terms of like cost per human being or cost per customer or whatever you call it. If I walked into a room and decided to pay everybody $5 and said, okay, I'm gonna pay each person in this, let's say 20 people in a room, and I say I'm gonna pay each person $5 to rock a shirt, they can all go and be like, okay, yeah, I'll take the $5 and I'll rock your shirt, right? Now you paid $100, so 520, 100. I know you don't like your calculus thing, but 520, $100, right? But now I can tell you that you can also go into that room and pay one person $30 to rock that shirt, and it would make everyone else rock that shirt. You see how you're saving money?
Yeah. Interesting take.
You know? So it's like, how can you create value for a community that's willing to create value for you? Like when you're independent, you got to do it organically. Like corporations, they don't have time to, you know, go and start like,
Have you guys done that where you guys have gone out and been like, hey, wear this?
Yeah.
Wear this? No.
No?
I don't like.
She's not in her head.
Did I do something to say wear this? No, but no. I don't think we say wear this. I think what we do is we like send out shit to people. If you rock it, you rock it.
Right.
It's like, you know, like it's part of the business. You have to send out things. You have to work with stylists and things like that. So we send out things, and it was like, okay, if you wear it, you wear it. You know, it's like. Jess was just speaking, and she's like, "Oh, like yo, like I seen that picture of that guy rocking the thing, but I don't know, like
I had no idea.
She had no idea of who the guy was, but he's a soccer player. I was like, you know, like huge influence in like soccer. You know,
who was it?
Memphis Depay. I don't know.
Memphis Depay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And somebody asked me, like, how you get him to wear it? And I'm like, oh, like, nah, just my friend is friends, because I have this friend. I think he lives in Paris sometimes, lives in I think Cote d'Ivoire sometimes, and then he always comes to buy our shit every time. Like I don't know, I don't think anybody buys our shit more than him, but he always buys. And he messaged me, he's like, yo, like fam, like I'm coming, and every time I buy your shit, all my friends take it from me. But the thing here is I'm going to Spain, and when I was working on shit last time, a couple people asked me about it there. So I'm going to chill with the pay. So give me some things and let me see if he fucks with it. And he took it, and he sent me he messaged me one day like, yo, like he really fucks with this sweater, and you know, it's just
That's
like
dope. That's
and,
dope.
and that's where network comes into
Yeah.
play. It's like just having network with people like that.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody might have to pay a whole lot of money to get somebody like that to rock their shit. You know? So it's just knowing people, speaking to people and all of that, you know?
That guy has no clue I made that shit. He has no fucking clue. I posted that shit, I'm like, oh, fuck.
You know? And that's crazy. Because when you start doing things and you have a network, people are going to see it and want to be a part of it and want to, you know, wear it, you know? And that's just what
it's important because that network's gotten you like, you guys have pretty like heavy hitters wearing your guys' shit. Like it's sick.
Network, man.
All network.
All network, man. Yo, you know how much it costs to pay somebody that has 1 million followers? Like finally rock your shit. Hella expensive.
At least $20 for sure.
Yeah.
I wish it was $20. If it was $20, maybe we'd just be, you know. But nah.
The craziest one was Rema.
She loves Rema.
That one hit me crazy.
Who's this?
Rema's he's a Nigerian artist, like music artist. He sang you guys might, if you hear his music, you might recognize it. It's like, I'm not even gonna
give me a little bit. Give me a little sum.
Do your best Rema.
I want to see that. Do your best Rema.
Fuck no, I can't. I'll play it off my phone if you want.
Is he like one of those guys?
Copyright, we can't do that. Seriously, if you want this show to exist next week, don't fucking do that.
Okay. Like one of them was like, I mean, like, do you guys listen to Afrobeats a lot?
Yeah, just starting to.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, have you ever heard like with the one that's like dun, 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 or like
playing for like 80 like that.
or like
I love how she did that.
I will go. I'll just search it out. I'll save you the trouble.
Yeah,
don't worry
yeah,
about it. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself.
He was, and I had no idea what he looked like. I just listened to his music, and then he posted it. He always does this. Okay, he doesn't tell me anything. It's my piece that I made. I'm like, I just want to know who's wearing it.
I didn't. It the same like it. Just
it was an entire campaign, Chris.
oh wait, that one. Oh shit. So that one was. It was the whole entire campaign thing was that I can't remember.
Yeah,
it was so random actually. That whole thing was random. I'm gonna tell you, it was funny. It was random. I think they were just in the crib chilling, and I think so somebody had dropped up clothing for them, and they just were like, because the photographer was there, and he's like, oh, like let's just take pictures, because he was with some other artists that we work with also, and I think they had a song together, and they're like, let's just take pictures, because it wasn't actually meant to be like a whole like campaign thing. They just and they just had the pieces, and they're like, you know what, let's work this shit and take pictures.
I thought he was a regular ass dude. I actually thought like the picture was posted. Rema.
Oh,
the picture was posted, and I was like, oh, sick! Like someone else is rocking it. Like I wonder if he actually likes it.
Don't kill
and then I look, I'm at 3.2 million. I'm like,
damn.
Damn.
Is there someone for you guys, like both of you guys? Is there someone that you've seen wear your clothes and been like, shit, like no way?
Well, shit.
Someone that's wearing my clothes.
Yeah, and you're like, no way, this person's wearing like something I made.
Definitely Rema.
She loves Rema. So
who's like your white whale of people you want wearing your clothes?
Kanye.
Everybody wants Kanye, man. Like obviously Kanye, like shit, that's not even a question.
Kanye,
like,
I'm gonna say this
like
in 4 years, Kanye's gonna rock my shit.
I mean, like I'm gonna tell you, like the only person I really go for the concert is Kanye.
What if Kanye says your shit's trash?
I'll take it.
You know what? I feel like that will be my biggest motivation in life.
Ever.
If Kanye walked up to me and said my shit was trash, it meant, I'm gonna suspend the whole Instagram, the website, everything. I'm gonna be like, y'all give me 1 whole year and watch me.
Yeah.
Watch me. Give me 1 whole year. I'm gonna make the craziest shit that even Kanye gonna mess with me, be like, yeah, send me that.
We'll still send it to him too.
Yeah, we'll still send it to him. Because like it's Kanye, man. Like nobody's in fashion, I don't think anybody's above Kanye. I'm gonna tell you that.
That's crazy.
Kanye is
crazy.
Nobody's above.
Kanye's
like,
always above.
Because and you know what's crazy? It's not even like I wouldn't even say like it's because he dresses good or whatnot. It's just the constant innovation. Like Kanye's whole life is innovation, and that's what people tend to forget. It's like it's constantly like Kanye is like, if we had to make a sculpture, if someone was like, make a sculpture of what defines severe nature, it'd be Kanye. And the reason is because he always goes against the norm. And that's what we try to tell people, like, do what you believe in. And that's what he does. He literally lives on doing what
and he
believes
doesn't give a
in.
fuck about
And doesn't
anybody
give a fuck.
Yeah.
like that. Just love Kanye.
Yeah.
Like I've
Just
actually
love
I've
Kanye.
had
You
this
guys should just
conversation.
marry him or
Nah.
something.
Like I think Kanye is the like greatest celebrity ever. Like
That's a bold
person.
statement. That's
Nah,
a bold
like,
statement.
I'm sorry, but I
think
love
he's
Kanye.
definitely
He's a
you
top
can
five.
make an argument.
I'll say he's a
Iconic.
huge community shifter.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, like
Shifted a
disagreeing.
whole generation.
yo,
Yeah.
you know how you know Kanye a huge community shifter? Yo, we were wearing glasses with no lenses, with lines. We could hardly even see. You remember those things?
Well, yeah, I was wearing two, 3 polos at times. You know, collars all pops.
You know?
what I mean?
And I'm like that's crazy. The fact that we're wearing this glass, we can hardly even see through it. Like you can get run over by a bus because of those glasses.
You ever been in front of a strobe light with one of those things on? Fucking epileptic.
I feel like you tried a lot of things with those glasses.
Grade 8 was crazy, man.
But yeah, nah, that's funny. Nah,
That guy. Have you ever seen him wear his Yeezy slides? He wears like size, like his Yeezy slide, because Yeezy slides are supposed to fit like perfect on the foot, right? This guy wears them 2 sizes too small, so his heel's literally hanging off.
No, as long as his
I tell
toes aren't
people that.
hanging off, that's some dirty
Yeah.
shit. You know, when you're in the gym, you see some guy with busted ass fucking Under Armour slide, his toes are on the floor.
I hate when guys have toe hang on their
Toe
flip flops.
hang. Greasy,
Nasty,
brother. And I
nasty.
think that should honestly be the note we ended on. A low one.
I'm excited for fall
Yes.
because men finally start putting the toes away.
Don't
Toes
kill
away.
me. No.
Specifically.
We need to start campaign for him saying no toes out. Nah, that's funny.
God.
But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up on that note. Any final remarks you guys want to make regarding Severe Nature, the community, any upcoming collections, anything?
For this new collection,
Yeah, Jess gonna give a whole speech about the new collection. Go, Jess.
if you know, you know.
Go,
Pay
Jess.
attention to the details.
Go, Jess.
Because the details and the amount of work that we actually put into this, I think I've put in more thinking than I ever have in my entire academic career.
Oh my
I
god.
have never thought
I feel
about
bad
this
for the
collection this
professors.
much. No, but there's so much detail towards this, and I hope that everybody like appreciates it and really realizes like the amount of detail we put into this and the amount of like just message that each piece actually has. Like each single piece has a message and has this consistent thing.
Mhm.
As a hint,
Mm-hmm.
there should be some kind of military dog tag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ooh.
Each piece has its own thing, and
Okay.
each piece is very, very, very.
Still don't know what the fuck she means.
I mean that when you see this collection, take a look at each piece. Try to find your own story for it. Try to, do it and try to like figure it out yourself. Try to see like what it's trying to tell you in terms of the theme of the collection being military, how functional each piece is. Really look into it. And then eventually this campaign and maybe other releases will actually say the real meaning behind each piece.
So you want people that walk up. So if I walk up to someone wearing a piece from this new collection, you want me to look at them like I'm in an art gallery, just kind of
Pretty
like
much
examining
each piece, but I swear each piece belongs in an art gallery. Like if you look at it,
Maybe we should do it.
We should do
Let's do it
that,
right
huh?
here in the studio. We've done it before.
You done that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we could actually do that.
We'll clear out the whole place, but make it your own.
It's actually sick.
That'd be
Like
dope.
nothing's gonna say severe nature on it. Most of it, unless it's like the basics.
You have one thing that says.
Yeah, we have one thing. Actually, I actually designed a couple more pieces I have to show you that have it on it, but I
okay.
don't really fuck with it like that. But you're gonna see it. The Morse code, you're gonna see it.
Sick.
The dog tags, you're gonna see it. The consistency, the quality, the colors, everything, the pockets. It's gonna be crazy, guys.
Dope.
gonna
So
be crazy.
can't wait.
I love this.
Keep on the lookout. We love having you guys on the show, man. This was fun. Next time we got to do the review of all the military
Yeah.
attires.
We'll do it in combat review.
I'm gonna have to call in for that.
We should take
I don't
it.
know where I might be.
We should take it to like a paintball range and really put it to.
We
the
could do
test.
it if you
Right.
guys want.
You
man.
know
That'd
what?
be
Sick. That'd be
We
so
should
sick.
maybe we should do a whole paintball event.
Hey,
you
man.
know?
Yeah.
And
Sure.
dude, that would be hard.
My idea,
That'd be
Shoddy,
sick.
Shoddy. Ben, bring it over here. Ben, bring it over here. Ben, bring that over here. Yeah. These motherfuckers release something where they're paintballing in their
Yo,
gear,
but-
and I'm
but-
not in it.
We should have signed
This
an
happening.
NDA. We didn't
Yeah.
sign no
This,
NDA.
this just happened right here.
Don't kill me. That's funny.
Thank you guys for coming on the
great
show,
episode,
man.
great
We appreciate
episode.
you guys
Yeah.
coming.
Oh, by the
on.
way,
Thank
this
you.
is my ever first podcast appearance. Normally, I don't
Yeah?
really be appearing on people's podcasts.
Oh, this is
Well,
an honor.
thank
bro.
you.
This is an
Welcome.
honor. Made
Yo,
it worth.
slide
Last one too.
I didn't know that was
The
a
last one.
podcast. today.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Yeah, we forgot to say at the start. We always forget
man.
that.
Fuck,
Like,
we're
follow,
so bad at
subscribe.
this.
Is that
Do
what
it.
you have to say in the
Y'all need
beginning?
a marketing
Can't you
team.
just like
Edit
cut
it back?
Yeah, edit it.
Yeah, we always say
Give
that.
you briefs
And you never
before
do it.
briefs before the podcast.
We literally should just have it written on the wall. Say
You
like,
know?
follow, subscribe at the beginning.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Awesome guest. Great episode. Catch you guys next week. Hopefully it's as good as this episode. 'cause It was
Hopefully.
fucking sick.
Yeah. Peace, y'all.
Peace out.
They're coming down to the wire. After center's handed. Reach right. He's coming up on the inside.